Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on the 9th Tirumurai. We have already completed 12 Tirupadigams with Lord Shiva's grace. Today we are going to start with the 13th Tirupadigam. This is to the place, this Padigam belongs to the place called as Gangai Konda Sozhecharam. The author, the saint who sang this is Karuvoor Thevar. We have already seen a couple of his padigams and we know what level of depth he has when it comes to his padigams. Today's padigam is also going to be in the same level of depth. This is also written in the same format like the earlier padigam, which is a girl who has fallen in love with Lord Shiva, who resides in the Gangai Konda Sozhecharam temple. Is coming in as an emotional outburst from that girl or respectively even her mum. This padigam is sung in the pun called as Panjamam. Let's look at the very first verse. Tiruchitrambalam. annamaai visumbu parandayan theda angane periya ni siriya ennayal virumbi en manam pugunda எளிமையை என்றும் நான் மறக்கேன் முன்னம்மால் அறியா ஒருவனாம் இருவா முக்கணனார் பெரும் தடந்தோள் கண்ணலே தேனே அமுதமே கங்கை கொண்ட சோழேச்சரத்தானே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். This padigam starts with annamaai. If you look at it, the first starting itself says, there are, we know the history behind or the event behind annamaai. Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu wanted to see Lord Shiva's lotus feet as well as the head at the same time. So they started traveling. Lord Brahma took the form of a swan and he started flying to reach his hair, whereas Lord Vishnu took the form of a pig and he started as a boar rather, and he started digging the earth and going all the way below to see Lord Shiva's lotus feet. And that is where they did not reach the end result anyways. So if you look at it, annamaai is supposed to be one of the symbolic representation to say Lord Shiva is in the form of Viswadikan, right? He is only one in the form of annamaai, but in order to give the grace to the soul like us, he took the form of two, which is Lord Shiva and Parvati. Because without Thiruvarul, without Parvati, without his consort Uma, we as in souls cannot get the fruit of because Lord Shiva is like the sun, rays is like Lord Parvati. If you look at it, or rather Goddess Parvati, if you look at it, the sun is there, but directly as a soul, as a human, we cannot absorb the sun. There needs to be rays. So we can't split the sun and the rays. We can never do that. If we split, it is of no use. We can't achieve sun directly, we need the rays. Without sun, there is no rays. So without rays, there is no use of sun. So rather, Shiva and Shakti is always together for the benefit of soul. So they are in the form of two. He is also having three eyes, which is the left eye is supposed to be the moon, right eye is supposed to be the sun, and the forehead, the third eye is supposed to be the form of fire. He is the source of light, source of heat. So in other words, in our body we have the triple warmer, right? The triple warmer is nothing but the three sources of lights that we are talking about from Lord Shiva. Not only that, he is also having four shoulders. Because of four arms, he is having four shoulders. If you look at it, Lord Shiva isn't just one person, but he has taken two forms in the form of Bhoga Vadivam, which is to give the souls the pleasure, and he is also in the form of Yoga Vadivam, which is the third eye, and he is also in the form of Vega Vadivam, which is to punish the wrongdoers or punish something that is hindering our spiritual growth or towards the path. He's clearing the path for us, which is towards his lotus feet. Now, If you talk about Lord Shiva who resides in this place called Gangai Konda Sozhecharam, he is the one who is so magnificently big. You can't express that in words. He's massive, he's huge, he was humongous. Now for us, he's so beautifully coming down to us with all his grace, and see, he is sitting in our thoughts, in our soul, within our mind. How would we realize that? Again, there is a beautiful clue that Karuvoor Thevar has here. He says, Kannale tene amude, which means kannal means sugarcane, ten means honey, amudam nectar. If you look at these three, when we talk about these three, sugarcane is so easy to harvest. Whereas honey, we have to do a little bit of a painful exercises needed. We have to climb up to the trees or climb up to the mountain, and we should make sure that we are not stung by the honeybees. Only then we can extract the honey. How about the third one, nectar? We all know how the Asuras and Devas, they went all the way to the sea and they started grinding the sea in order to get the nectar. So we are able to see how difficult certain actions are and how easy it is. Similar to this, souls, when you talk about the soul, there are three categorizations in the soul. We have already seen this, but I'm just repeating it as a recap. The soul, there are three types of or categorization of soul. We call it as Vijnanagalar, Pralayagalar and Sagalar. Vijnanagalar is a soul with just only one entanglement, which is Arnavam. Pralayagalar has two entanglements, which is Arnavam and Kanmam. People like us, we call it as Sagalar. We have all three entanglements, Arnavam, Kanmam and Maya. Now if you look at it, if someone belongs to the category of Vijnanagalar, for them Lord Shiva shows that he is there in their mind, similar to a sugarcane. It's so easy for them. Whereas when you talk about Pralayagalar, who has two entanglements, Lord Shiva still shows to them, but they have to put in a little bit of an effort, something like extracting honey. But for us, we should start grinding within us in order to see, similar to how Devas and Asuras were grinding the sea, similar to that, we have to grind within us to see the nectar, Lord Shiva, the nectar who's within us. That is what first verse talks about. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama, Tiruchitrambalam.